Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy fold. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee. But the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, and thou consentedst with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and he that ordereth his conversation aright, will I show the salvation of God.
We are always going to be connected.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful leg out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners, all right, who came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. What I want to get into this morning is dealing with the biblical concept of a woman, all right, because we live in a society, all right, that has completely destroyed the concept of what a woman is, and there's no one that's more out of their gender role than women, Okay, because society, all right, won't allow men, all right, to deviate, far from their roles. It's pretty much, the stabilizers of a society. All right, now men, all right, have become, you know, emasculated. Okay, when men, have becoming weak, soft in this society. All right, but the day-to-day responsibilities of men, all right, the building, of the actual building and engineering, of a society, men haven't strayed away from that, you know. But the in-house and domestic role of a woman has been very, very distorted in this society. And we're going to get into all these things, man. Okay. Now, the biblical concept of a woman. First, let's deal with the word concept. All right, let's share this. All right, dealing with concept. So you go here and okay, concept. It says an abstract idea, a general notion. Okay, so the idea, okay, of a woman, and this is why it's hard for people to define what a woman is, because women have been so far removed from their purpose, especially over here in America, where it's the worst. Okay, well, it's just the absolute worst, man. Well, women have just been completely removed from their purpose to the point that people catch hell trying to define what a woman is. Okay, what you had, let's see if I can find it real quick. Because when the Lord brought forth a woman, okay, there was a particular concept that He had in mind. Okay, now I forgot the name of that U.S. Supreme. All right, let's see. U.S. Supreme Judge. That black nigger woman. Damn, what's her name? U.S. Supreme Judge. See if we can find it. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's play this real quick. Just rolling in the spirit. Got a few videos, got some things to show. All right, dealing with the biblical concept of a woman. We're going to get into these things. But let's play this real quick. Now this is, I forgot the little chick name. Okay, but this is the nigger woman. Okay, being asked. All right, yes, her name Ketanji Jackson. If I'm saying her name right, but she's been asked what is a woman. So let's hear the response. Okay.
Hi, my name is Alina, and I would like you to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young Slavic lady. You can
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can
you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the
biologist.
meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Senator, in my work as a judge, what I do is I address disputes. If there's a dispute about a definition, people make arguments, and I look at the
All right.
law and I decide. So I'm not.
The fact that you can't give me a straight answer about something as fundamental as what a woman is underscores the dangers of the kind of progressive education that we are hearing about.
All right, you see that? Okay, women have gotten so high in society, and made so much progress. But when you ask that fundamental question, what a woman is, it's hard to get an answer. And we've looked at this, okay, because they have a whole documentary. You got this Edomite, okay, going around. Let's see if we can play that trailer. Okay, what is a woman? And he's pretty much going across the country asking people, okay, what is a woman? All right, and then he doesn't get a straight answer. And this is how, all right, the doctrine of the serpent, all right, has destroyed what a woman is in this society, man. This is why you have men going their own way. Jake, all right, getting the passport, okay, because the American culture has destroyed the concept and the idea of what a woman is, man. Okay, so let me see. Let's play this trailer, and then we'll get into it. All right. Yeah. So you have this guy, Matt Walsh. Okay, and he's going around asking, "What is a woman?" Let's play this trailer and see.
Person can tell me what a woman is. What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea. Please, if one person can tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that?
I'm a husband. I'm a father I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things. A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. And I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah,
How do I know if I'm a woman?
that's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No,
How do you know that you're a man?
I guess because I got a dick.
Can a man become a woman?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is? You want to tell us what a woman is?
I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to appear like a male. I will never be a man.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all of their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe.
It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible. Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
You don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that? Carve them up?
How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
I wanted us to have a safe place to be able to talk about this.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
The interview's over. Let's turn off the cameras.
Excuse me,
They're fair. I just wanted to know, what is a woman?
and you're not going to find out.
Based on what I'm saying, would you ever want to move to America?
They say no, never.
I hope you enjoyed it a little bit.
We'll see when it comes out.
Oh boy. Uh, yeah, man. That's where we at. Okay, and this is where we at, man. And this is why, it's a beautiful thing. Matter of fact, brother, if you can get Jeremiah 6:16, Bible shop, bro. And we're gonna get these other precepts you got as well. I want to start there. So let's go here. Now, this is a video sent to me by the Elder Brothers of Hob, the head of the camp down here in the Mississippi camp. And, me and him have these discussions often. We've had these discussions for years, going to black culture, going into, order, the women in her role and the men in their role. We have these discussions. We've been having these discussions for years. So he sent me this woman of, he sent me this video of this woman. All right.
You'll always be my best friend. The Bible is very,
and she might be an Edomite, she don't know. One thing about being a woman, okay, across all nations, there's an art, there's a science to being a woman. It's a lot they go into being a woman, a wife, and a mother. Okay, and it transcends across all nationalities. Now, I said she's a Christian, all right, but she would be considered what you would consider Orthodox, which means they pretty much, have traditional values. Okay, so she makes a lot of good points, all right, within this video, and we're gonna play a portion of it, probably about the first 11 minutes, all right, and we're gonna, deal, all right, scripturally, and then I have another video as well. Okay, going to how pretty much they tricked the woman out the house. Okay, so let's go here. Yep, the water brother. All right, this the brother. All right, Ashbah 144. Jeremiah 6:16, it said, "Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, wherein is the good way." And this is what we're doing as a nation of believers. Okay, you have a remnant of men that sincerely seeking the old paths of our forefathers that was in the right spirit, serving the Lord in all integrity, man. Okay, and then you have, you sincere sisters, you're seeking those old paths, and we're finding out that this is the good way, because we was all tricked, okay, into this modern way, okay, and modern goes into just now, okay, but this fabricated way of thinking that was completely contrary to how the Lord established order in the earth, okay. we was bamboozled, okay, and then the woman was far more bamboozled than the man, because the majority of women, they completely abandoned, okay, their roles, okay, as women. Okay, they completely abandoned their role as wives, because and she's gonna get into it. A wife comes before even being a mother. Okay, but everything is so ass backwards in this society. All right, it says, "Stand you in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths," and that paths goes back into your way of life. Okay, and it says, "Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." But they said, we would not walk therein. Okay, we will not walk therein. You see, and that's the masses of our people. But you have the elect that are walking in that old path, man. And we see, like, this is the good way. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play, and she's gonna touch on some things, and we're gonna, all right, go into some precepts, and expound. Okay.
Hello, I hope you're having a lovely day today. Today, I want to talk on our ultimate role and purpose in us being homemakers. Our pastor recently quoted the Bible and said, "Woman was created for man." We live in a culture, especially a popular church culture, that wants you to believe that man was created for woman. We went to a church where there was a guest pastor once, and he said, "The secret to a happy marriage is yes, ma'am." And all of the people in the church clapped and cheered and thought it was so cute. And Scott and I sat there with our jaws dropped, thinking this did not just get said. The Bible is very clear that woman was created for man, not man created for woman. And so that leads me to our conversation today about how our first goal, our first purpose in being home and leaving the workforce, leaving jobs, working for someone else, is to come home and be helpmeets for our husband. Beyond raising our children, beyond even being a keeper of the home, which being a keeper of the home and raising and tending to your children is helping your husband. But I often feel like in the realm of homemaking, it's just so children focused and so home focused that the husband, or our actual role of being helpmates to our husband, is often not even mentioned. And I think part of the reason from that is because most women in today's culture, if they are going to come home and quit their job, most don't do it until they have children or are pregnant. And then they come home. And so their sole focus is on raising their children, because that was the reason why they came home. They didn't have the vision to come home to be helpers to their husband. They had the reason of coming home to be a stay-at-home mom, which is a good thing.
And most women, all right, in this society, you know, they value the children over the husband. You know, there's a lot of, you know, the most marriages, the husband, you know, in modern marriages, the husband has the lowest rank in the house. Okay, you have the woman, okay, the children, okay, and then it's the man. Okay, the man, you know, the woman sometimes will even cook for the children, and the man will have to stop and get something to eat. Like, it's some men, you know, they're dead last in their marriages, man. Okay, and that's a concept of this society. Okay, which is it completely ass backwards. Matter of fact, let's since we're talking about going back to the old ways, and that's why the Apostle Paul was establishing order amongst our people. Okay, that was living amongst what, man? The Gentiles, where there was no order in marriage. There was, you know, confusion, you know, adultery, you know, women, you know, having authority. That's why the Apostle Paul wrote these letters to the church establishing order. Okay, so you go here. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. It says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High." So it gives the biblical order of the Israelite ranking system, man. Israelite structure of a family. Okay, the Heavenly Father is the top. Yahushua is under him, and the Israelite man is under Yahushua, and the woman under the man. Okay, but we have a society where a lot of women, okay, they're the girl, because women in this society have been taught to prioritize themselves, okay, above everything. All right, and then it's their children, okay, and then, you know, if she had time, and then, you know, it's the husband. You know, there's little regard, you know, especially for the working man. Okay, like this is you know, respect for the working man is at an all-time low in this society. Okay, but going back to the old path, all right, the Apostle Paul was establishing that order. Okay, and you go into this word head. Okay, and it's a rare thing in this society for a woman to look at their husband as the head. Okay, yeah, they'll put the certain responsibilities of paying bills, and, you know, they'll put the responsibilities on him, but they won't, all right, give him the respect of the head. Okay, all right, this is head. All right, it said metaphorically, it says anything supreme, chief, prominent. It says of persons, master, lord, of a husband in relation to his wife. Okay, of a husband in relation to his wife. All right, and that order has been completely demolished in this society. For the most part, you know, you still have some families they hold those traditional standards, but the majority, all right, it's a no-go. That's offensive to the woman. And we're gonna get to how it got to that point. Okay. Now let's matter of fact, just to show that definition real quick ahead. I thought I had shared the screen. I'm gonna get back. All right. Let's bring that definition back up. Ahead. All right, and the Greek word for head is
Strong's G 2776, kephale. Kephale.
the kephale. All right, so just reading it again, it said metaphorically anything supreme, chief, or prominent of persons, a master, lord, or it says of a husband in relation to his wife. Okay, and that was the order that the Most High established from the beginning. Okay, Adam was Eve's lord, but the serpent came with a new way and said, "Nah, y'all can be equal. Y'all can, you you see, you can do your thing. Like there's another way to be. Why he has to be your lord? Who set that up? That's not the only way. You're more than that. Okay." And that was the deception he came with, all right, in the 60s and 70s, man. Okay, and tricked the woman out of the household, man. Okay. And I was like, we're gonna get that video on that as well. But let's go back here.
If children are a reason to quit your job and to come home, praise the Lord for it. That's challenging. To quit your job after your whole purpose, your whole mindset was in working this job, and now all of a sudden you're quitting your job to come home and take care of your children. You are now learning how to raise a child, how to take care of a child, how to take care of a baby. And then you're trying to learn how to manage your home economy, how to be a keeper of the home. And so helping your husband, that is completely off the table because you are just trying to survive in raising a baby and learning how to become a mom and maybe learning how to be a keeper of the home. So the mindset of helping your husband, it ends up being not even in the question. The best way, the most ideal way is for girls to stay within their father's household, to learn how to build the home economy, learn skills within her father's household, learning skills from her mother, and then moving from her father's household to getting married and now being her husband's helper. And now building the home economy is going to look very unique to her husband's mission, her husband's purpose, what her husband desires for the household. And if you don't understand what I'm saying when I say build the home economy, I did a full video on building the home economy. I'll link that below, and that goes into full detail of what I'm talking about when I'm saying building your home economy. And so that would be the most ideal way for her to go from her parents' household into her husband's household, learning then how to help him in his mission and how to manage her household, manage her home economy, and bring children into their marriage. But if that's not the case, because most girls are being sent out to college, how much better would it be if a girl, when she gets married, she leaves the workforce, she leaves working for another man, and now she comes home to be a helper of her husband, to work for her husband, enter marriage with the mindset of, okay, I am marrying my husband. Woman was made for man. I am made for my husband, to help my husband. Eve was created to be Adam's helper. Even before she had children, she was helping Adam. God said to Adam, it's not good for a man to be alone, so I'm going to create for you a helper. It's not good for our husbands to be alone, so God created us to be his helper. Helping her husband becomes her career. That is where we need to start setting a positive vision, setting an example, and making this normal amongst Christians, that it's normal for...
helping her husband became a career. All right, and it was something that she took, she takes seriously, man. All right, and this is a foreign concept in this society, especially amongst the so-called black woman. Okay, it's a foreign concept now. All right, because the majority of modern women are what? They're only inclined to deal with men that can finance a particular lifestyle for them, not nothing what they can do to aid that man, okay, in his purpose, okay. And let's say the Esau, all right, and his doctrine of feminism and women's lib, okay, and then this pretty much this culture where women don't have to cook. You got these restaurants, you got the delis, okay, you got all these different things that replace what a woman purpose was. Okay, you can go buy clothes now. All right, you can go to the grocery store. A woman doesn't have to know anything about gardening. Okay, you got daycare, so your woman doesn't have to know anything about nursing children. Okay, and it has made an absolutely useless woman. Okay, there's a society that's filled, okay, with useless women. Okay, the only thing they can boast about is some WAP, all right, in their throat. Not to be too blunt, but that's pretty much their boast now. That's why that's the only thing they sing about. Okay, so I'm gonna let it play some more. Let's say let about 7 more minutes play.
Women to come home and to quit their jobs when they get married to become their husband's helper, to help him in his mission and his purpose. I only know one person, Scott and I both have only met one couple who, when they got married, she quit her job and she became her husband's helpmeet before having children. It is that rare. And we were raised in the church and this was uncommon. For me, I quit my job before having children. And I've said this in my other videos, but it was very challenging for me because I had never seen anybody quit their job to come home before having kids. All I had ever known, all I had ever seen was wives quitting their job because they were pregnant. So I thought I had to get pregnant in order to quit my job, but I didn't see anyone giving that vision for a wife being her husband's helpmeet without children or even before having children. We were married for a year and a half when Scott had asked me to quit my job, and I was like, I cannot quit my job because I don't have children yet. I'm not pregnant. And we were trying to get pregnant. We weren't getting pregnant. And I was like, what are people going to think of me if I quit my job? And in my mind, though, the only reason to justify coming home was to be pregnant because I had never met anyone quit their job to be a homemaker before having children. And so when I finally did, 2.5 or 3 months later, after Scott had asked me to, and I felt a deep conviction from the Lord that I was supposed to quit my job and come home, I had the idea of, okay, I want to learn how to be my husband's helper. And I have no idea what that looks like because I have not seen this without children. And so I kind of feel like I bumbled along figuring it out. Scott was working at a butchery, farm to table, barbecue restaurant. It was really cool. It was a local place. They're the reason that we got into regenerative agriculture and Joel Salatin, and we're very grateful for that season. So I started asking him, okay, well, I'm your helper. How can I help you? I came into his job and started taking pictures of products, posting them on the social media page, posting pictures on social media for advertising. They did this fall festival thing, and I helped him with the fall festival, setting up, running the event, whatever way I could. I was trying to figure out how to help him. And then when I wasn't at his work helping him, I was at home learning how to build our home economy. I was learning how to make cleaning products. I was researching recipes and figuring out how to buy ingredients and make food from scratch. I was figuring out buying food in bulk because that's cheaper. I was figuring out how to start a tracker of managing our finances and how can I make herbal products to build our own home apothecary? How can I start a garden to start learning how to grow our own food? How do I decorate our house in a functional way without spending a lot of money and being creative with the resources that I have? All of that gave me such purpose and momentum and excitement towards helping my husband in his career, helping my husband in his mission, and building our home economy, making home a wonderful place to be, that where I used to spend my time and energy going therapy shopping because I didn't have a vision or a purpose or an enjoyment, satisfaction in my life when I was out working outside of the home, working for someone else, working at a job, I spent a lot of money on things to try to make myself content. But when that shift happened of me coming home to learn how to help my husband and how to help his mission and how to build our home economy and how to take care of our health, this excitement came in of there is great purpose in this and there's great reward and satisfaction from living out this purpose. You know that feeling when you know you're doing what God made you to do? And so my first point is part of our role in being a homemaker is knowing what your husband's mission is. What is his goals? What is his purpose? What are the things that he's going for, that he's working towards? And how can you play a role in helping him in that mission, in that purpose, in those goals? This is where it's important to understand that this is going to look unique for every household. Every husband has a unique purpose, a unique mission, unique goals. And so you as a homemaker can't compare yourself to another homemaker lady at your church because her husband very well has a different purpose and mission that she's helping him with. And this is why you can't compare yourself to homemaker ladies on social media because her husband has a different mission than your husband. So your daily life, the things that you're doing is going to look different from hers because you're helping your husband with his unique purpose, mission, and goals. You know, some husbands may not be able to
Yeah, man. And one thing about it, when you're, within your role that the Lord created, when we're within the role that the Lord created us for, like she said, it's a feeling, like it's a certain feeling, it's a fulfillment, as men to serve Yahweh Shem Shai. Like the feeling that I have now, putting this even before I turned the camera on, but putting the lesson together, as you're reading and researching, like there's a fulfillment when you're doing right by your brothers, your brethren. Okay, there's a certain fulfillment. Okay, when you're doing your response, when you're fulfilling your duty within your purpose that the Lord made you for, man. Okay, and that's where her joy was coming from, was her purpose. Okay, because you look at the majority of women, what's the main thing that the modern women complains about today? Her job, her supervisor, her co-workers, and them badass kids, man. That's their number one complaints. And they have this complaint because they're operating outside of their purpose. It wasn't the Lord's purpose for you to be a single mother. Okay, for you to be working 60, 70 hours, all right, at a particular job. Now, I'm saying this too, everybody's not in a position, every woman is not in a position to be a homemaker, so we gotta, this ain't a video to encourage you to be a homemaker, all right, by Tuesday, okay, but this is just showing, all right, the biblical concept of a woman, all right, and how she was set up to be an aid all the way from the beginning, dealing with Adam. Now we're in an imperfect society, so you can't force that ideal, all right, situation, so don't destroy your situation trying to get to this point, okay? But this is a video to show the concept, okay, the idea of what a woman really is, because as we seen from the beginning, This society hasn't a clue what a woman is, man. Okay, but the Bible tells us these things, and like I say, she articulates a lot of points. This is someone who's living all right their life. Okay, and she went into her process of becoming it. Okay, and I just thought that was real interesting, because I just, love to see, order within family. Okay, order within marriages. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to see because we all come from dysfunction and disorder. Okay, and some, more than others. All right. So, but when you in your purpose in your how about Shema Al Shai, it's fulfilling. Like there's a joy, like there's a pleasure in this, man. Okay. And you be excited about going to camp. Okay, you be excited, when you read and your how Shai dealing, you're getting revelation, and the Lord is dealing with you like that. This world can't. There's something that the world can't give us, man. Esau gave these women, jobs, salaries, government assistance. Okay, to do what? Destroy themselves, man. Okay, well, let's go here and let's get a few precepts. All right, this is Psalms 113:9. It says, "He making the barren woman to keep house," and that's a skill set. She was going into economics. Okay, she was going into the nutrition of a household, like the woman. Okay, you can be. Now we try to get the best of the worst in this society. Okay, but a lot of sicknesses that men go through or households go through is because what the woman is cooking. Like, okay, you cooking clean, but it goes deeper than that. What are you cooking? Okay, what are you cooking? Because you could be putting your house on a slow kill. Okay, you could be destroying the health of your husband, which is okay, the provider and protector. Okay, so keeping house, all right, that's not no light thing. That's a major thing. A woman that's in order is a major, it has a major effect on the economy of a nation, man. All right, a woman that's in order has a major effect on the economy of a household, and that's why she was going to what? Home economics. Okay, being wise with spending. Okay. You see, there's a lot to go into keeping the house. The woman is the first teacher of the children. But like I say, now you have daycares and schools when that was the duty of the woman and the wife. You see, and that's why these women have so much free time to do all this madness and get into all this folly. Okay, and just completely destroy themselves with all this liberty because their duties have been diminished to nothing in this society, man. So where all they have to do is put on outfits and go to the club and they're a celebrity. Okay? But if you put them in a setting where you needed them to have a skill set of a homemaker, they will be through. Okay? And it says, "He maketh the barren woman to keep house and to be a joyful mother, all right, of children. Praise ye the Lord," a joyful mother. Okay? And that's a rare thing in this society, man. Okay? And it's let's go here. I want to show something else too. All right. This is Sirach 36:24. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself." And what she was saying, it says, according to what your husband's purpose is, all right, that's what your purpose is. So every woman, okay, is different. Okay, it depends on what the purpose or the field that their husband is in. Okay, so that's why scriptures say, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself." All right, and a pillar of rest. And she goes on in that video to talk about the importance of being cheerful around the house, man. Okay, not frowned up. You know, the nigga woman got that permanent, you know, mean mug. Okay, frowned up. You know, she see you, she frown. Like, God damn. Hey, you know? But that's this society. That's what this society has bred, because women are bitter, trying to play their role of independent and strong, and you know, they're bitter. Okay, it makes them overly aggressive. Okay, miserable, hurt. You know. Let's go here. This is Sirach 25:1. It says, "In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before the Most High and men, the unity of brethren, okay, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together." Okay, and that woman was an example of a wife that was after the mind of her husband. They agreed together. Okay, her purpose is aligned with his purpose. You see, and just like as we serve Yahweh Shai, see, our purpose is aligning with the purpose of Yahweh Shai. It's less and less about what we want and what Yahweh Shai requires, man. And that's why John the Baptist made this statement. Okay. This is, let's see, get this real quick. This is the book of John. This is the book of St. John. All right, this is St. John 3:30. It says, "He," and that he is Yahweh Shai, "must increase, but I must decrease." Okay, so as we get further into this ministry, Yahweh Shai purpose must increase what he wants. Okay, what he desires. All right, it must increase in our life, and the things that we want, okay, must decrease. Okay, and that's how a marriage is supposed to be. It should become more and more about the desires and the purpose of the husband, and less about the desires, okay, of the woman. Now, will the woman, okay, be taken care of? Absolutely. Will she have, you know, enjoyment? Okay, the husband, will he do things for his woman? Absolutely. Okay, will she okay, get to let her, all right, her hair down and kick it? Absolutely. Okay, but it was in the purpose of the husband. Okay, so I want to go here. All right, because the scriptures say help like unto himself. Now I just want to go here and get these because we know you go into royalty. Okay, when you go into royalty. All right, I want to get this here. Because based on the titles of your husband, there will be your purpose as his wife. Okay, now you go here when you go into royalty. All right, let me see. Yep. So you go here and it says you have these different, you know, we hear these terms. It says, what are the ranks of royalty in order? All right. So you go to the highest, which is the emperor. All right. And his wife will be an empress. Okay. Then you have the king. All right. And his wife will be a queen, which in our culture, we didn't have queens. We had, you know, princesses. Okay. And you have the grand duke. Okay. Then you have what? His wife will be the grand duchess. Okay. Then you will have a prince, and his wife will be what? A princess. Then you will just have a duke, and his wife will be a duchess. Okay. You have the marquis. Okay. And his wife, all right, will be a marchioness. Okay. Marchioness. The ES will make it feminine. All right, you have the Earl, okay? But then you have the wife will be a countess. You have the vice count, and his wife will be a vice countess. Okay, that's when you go into you watch Bridgerton. You know, these were the different titles. Okay, that they was using. Then you have a baron. Okay, and then you have his wife, a baroness. Okay, so it was set up with a woman. Okay, according to the purpose and the titles of her husband, she would be an aide in whatever her husband was. That's why she would inherit titles. Okay, because these different the empress will have different responsibilities from, all right, the vice countess. The vice countess will have different responsibilities from the duchess. Okay, it was all according to the rank and the responsibilities of their husbands. Okay, so I just wanted to show that, and I pray that this is all making sense. Now, I want to show y'all, man. Pretty much the woman was tricked out the household, man. All right, the woman. I want to go here now. What you call this thing? What you call the ERA? Okay. Let's see. Yep. Now you have this woman, all right, which her name is Phyllis Schlafly, all right, and she was one of the wives that was hard body against the ERA, which is the Equal Rights Amendment. When they started their big feminist push in America in the 60s and 70s, she was hard body against it, and she would gather, all right, housewives throughout America to go against that bill. And she's gonna say some heavy things, man, that we see playing out today. Okay, she's gonna say some heavy things that we're gonna see, okay, playing out today. Like she's seen where it was going. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play, but this really it shows you, I say the woman was tricked out the household, man. Okay, hey, let's go here.
Abortion. They do not want lesbian privileges, and they do not. We reject the anti-family goals of the Equal Rights Amendment. The American women do not want abortion. They do not want lesbian privileges, and they do not want universal child care in the hands of the government.
She came from the door. She said the ERA was anti-family when she was absolutely right. Okay? She was absolutely right. The ERA was anti-family. And we see the results, okay, of that today. Okay?
I just took on the whole feminist movement.
Young people may never have heard of the ERA, and at the same time, some of the issues that the ERA was meant to address are still on our lips today.
It's delightful to know in the Constitution that all men are created.
Now, all right, this gorgeous woman here is Gloria Steinem. Okay, well, she was a CIA operative. All right, that played that she was pretty much a figurehead for a movement, all right, to destroy family. Okay, and you're gonna see all these women that was fighting for feminists, and there was a bunch of alphabet people, okay, druggies, okay, ran through women, and a lot of them was bitter because they was hurt. A lot of them they some ugly ass women, man. Okay, but this is the glorious, all right, Gloria Steinem. All right, the gorgeous herself. Okay, and you're gonna see some other ones, man, that was pro-feminist. You're gonna see, all right, how gorgeous they are, man. Okay, and a lot of them women were just bitter. They wasn't getting chose. Okay, a lot of that, there's a lot of that in there too. Now, ultimately, it was a bigger scheme to get the woman out the house, so that pretty much they will make it easier to indoctrinate the children. Okay, because now you have to send your children off to school. You see, and then now you can tax, the man and the woman. Okay, put a strain on the relationship. Okay, because when the woman, because pretty much your woman has a job, guess what? You don't have authority over her time. There's someone else has authority over you. There's someone else telling your woman where to be, when to be there, man. Okay, and obviously I'm not saying that the women, you sisters quit your jobs or whatever. Your situation is your situation, and you do the best you can. Okay, but we just so we're going into the concept, the ideas of these things, man. Okay.
Equal. Hello?
Women are no longer Miss or Mrs., but Ms., capital M, small s, period.
So many women are starting to work these days, it's being billed as the most significant social development of this century.
As the role of women was changing in the 1970s, the campaign to pass the Equal Rights Amendment began in earnest. As proposed, it read, "Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex."
The Equal Rights Amendment would strike down all state laws that discriminate against women in the home, at school, and on the job.
People would say, well, why should women get equal pay? We were still fighting for even the concept that women should get equal pay. They used to laugh at us saying, women don't want to be doctors. They want to marry women. Right?
Eleanor Smeal helped lead the effort to pass the ERA. The amendment didn't directly address the wage gap, but she believed it would shape more laws that did.
In almost every Congress since 1923, there has been proposed a constitutional amendment to guarantee equal rights for women. Well, today, it finally won approval.
Proclaiming once and for all that women have all the same rights as that other sex.
The agreement now goes to the states and must be ratified by 38 of them.
Oh, we were all very jubilant. We were on the steps of the Senate, so excited. It passed. It was going out to the states.
It was widely supported among Democrats and Republicans, including President Nixon and his wife, Pat.
Nebraska today became the second state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment.
Minnesota and Oregon ratified.
Vermont.
In Connecticut, Washington became the 29th state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment today.
Surely, this was just so obvious to be included in the Constitution that it wouldn't be a battle.
We'll talk about all these things with Phyllis Schlafly. Would you welcome Mrs. Schlafly?
Phyllis Schlafly became the public face of the anti-ERA campaign.
One of the first things that the Equal Rights Amendment would do is to invalidate the state laws that make it the obligation of the husband to support his wife.
ERA was an amendment pushed by the feminists, and I thought, well, this is absolutely crazy.
I get fed up with the women's liberationists running down motherhood and saying that it's a menial, degrading career and that the home is a prison from which women should be liberated and brought out into this wonderful workforce.
She understood how to manipulate the media, and
so they tricked you into all right. They tricked the women into thinking that being a wife, all right, you was a prisoner in the house. Okay. Now, what's worse, cooking for, all right, a family, all right, it's your family, it's your husband, it's your children, you eating the food too. So cooking for them, cleaning the house where all y'all stay, washing the clothes that all y'all wear. Okay. Or to wake up with an alarm clock, get in traffic, fight traffic to get to work, okay, deal with the pressures of the workforce, come home, okay, fight through traffic to get back home. You see, and you still got a family there that needs tending to. Okay? So Esau, he pushed his media and propaganda and made it seem as if, you know, the woman was winning by being liberated from the house. All right, but he made you slaves to his corporate world. Okay? You know, and let's say Phyllis Schlafly, she was going into it. Okay? It's like she was hard body, like she was really fighting for women, okay, to stay homemakers, man. Okay? So let's play some more.
And the idea of framing herself as a wronged housewife who'd kind of been flushed out of, you know, the kitchen where she really wanted to be was absolutely brilliant.
Why, if you're so shot with motherhood, aren't you staying home being a mother?
Everything I do in the home. And I'm out about one day a week on a television program like this, and I think they're capable of getting their breakfast that morning without me.
She was the mother of 6, an author and conservative Republican who'd run for Congress and lost twice.
Phyllis Schlafly is someone who came out of the Goldwater movement, whose connection with conservatives of all stripes all over the country were matchless. She had a Rolodex like nobody's business, probably as big as a beach ball.
Mrs. Schlafly, in a well-organized and financed campaign, has been flying around the country, inspiring opposition groups such as this one in Dade County.
I think she's probably the best political organizer we've seen in American history.
The anti-amendment mail started coming in. One legislator got 50 letters in a day.
Opponents saw it as a sinister plot to subject women to the draft, unisex toilets, and possible loss of alimony. Some said it smells of communism.
And she was speaking about, you know, this could lead to unisex toilets, women being drafted. All right. And what that aren't we seeing that play out today? You know, and the spirit was on her. She seen where this was going. Okay, and she was calling these things out, and she pretty much got blackballed out of politics. Okay. But yeah, she was speaking about unisex bathrooms, alphabet rights. She was speaking about these things in the 70s. She seen where this was going, man. Okay.
Schlafly's campaign slowed down the rate of ratification. Several states even took back their votes. The debate raged in state houses across the country, but perhaps nowhere was it more contentious than in Illinois, Schlafly's home state.
Well, it's probably hard for you to realize how big it was media-wise and politically.
Representative Catania.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members.
It just consumed the Illinois legislature for 10 years. I really got tired of going to Springfield, but I went.
We were there every day, and we so outnumbered our opposition. And we had, you know, every major women's group in the United States.
My responsibility was to be in charge of the Equal Rights Amendment. The male legislators, particularly those in their 60s and 70s, just couldn't accept that a woman could be a lobbyist. They would just presume that I was my boss's secretary.
As a lobbyist for the Illinois Education.
All right. You see how gorgeous, you know, these pro-feminist women are, man. All right. Just got, you know, harp on it. Okay.
Education Association. Paula Perdue observed Phyllis Schlafly up close.
She would have 30 to 50 people a day with fresh bread on fresh pie. Of course, legislators all want to eat. And, you know, when you get fresh pie every day, it didn't get old.
We brought a loaf of homemade bread to every legislator. So the feminists looked upon that as a dirty trick.
While this whole thing was going on, she literally earned a law degree in her spare time.
And it seems she never ran out of arguments.
Women would have to be drafted, just like men, and put in military combat, just like men.
People would get in touch with her, and say, it wouldn't do that. She would say, oh, thank you so much. And then she would just go to the next.
Look how this nigga look, man. Look at her head to body proportion, man. If that's a woman, I'm looking at it now like, telling with Esau, man. But these are the women, okay, especially so-called black women. They was hollering independent and, I don't want no scrub and all the, to the left. These are the women. All right, these are your foremothers of feminism. Okay, they led you, all right, to ruin. Okay.
Next place and say exactly the same thing.
They want to give the homosexuals and the lesbians the same dignity as husbands and wives.
ERA has nothing to do with abortion. It has nothing to do with homosexuality. But they tie these emotional issues into it. And it scares people.
By 1977, Schlafly's anti-ERA campaign had aligned with evangelical, Catholic, and Mormon faith groups.
Politics, everything is about coalitions. And these groups are learning to work together. By 1977, there really is no daylight between. Phyllis Schlafly is such an important figure in this, is she's able to encompass all these threads and bring them together.
I am informed that there are 15,000 inside and several thousand more who have unfortunately were turned away.
The coalition gathered in Houston, Texas that November. They did so because across town, about 20,000 women were attending the first ever convention promoting equality between the sexes.
This is the time that we will make women and men share equally in the greatness of America.
And on that stage, we saw the First Lady of the United States, Rosalind Carter, the previous First Lady, Republican Betty Ford. This is a bipartisan group of people, and they were all advocating very strongly for the Equal Rights Amendment. Both parties in the 1970s still had liberal factions and conservative factions. And one of the things that the ERA hastens is this sorting into Republican equals conservative and Democrats equal liberal.
I know that you have the energy and the dedication to defeat this assault on the family. You can turn back this tide all across the country. If you stay with us, the Equal Rights Amendment will die.
As the 1980 presidential election approached, the emerging religious right threw its support behind Ronald Reagan. At the convention, conservatives were seated as delegates on the platform committee.
Chairman John Tower barely had time to gavel the Platform Resolutions Committee to order this morning before the single most controversial issue the committee must deal with surfaced, the Equal Rights Amendment.
With Schlafly looking on, the party would step to the right.
They repositioned the party to be the party against abortion and the party against gay rights and the party against the Equal Rights Amendment.
They voted to end the Republican Party's 40 years of support for the Equal Rights Amendment.
While retreating from the party's past support for the ERA, the subcommittee endorsed a plan that would strengthen the party's opposition to legalized abortion.
Within 2 years of Reagan taking office, the final deadline expired. 35 states had ratified, 3 short of what was needed to change the Constitution.
It is June 30th, and at midnight tonight, the Equal Rights Amendment becomes, at least for now, a lost cause.
It was a tremendous victory. And of course, we assumed that God was on our side.
The anti-ERA side won this particular battle, but I don't think anyone would doubt who won the war. Women take it as a matter of course that there's more to life than being someone's wife.
There's more to life than being someone's wife. All right, and that's the narrative that these devils have been able to run with. Okay, and then has deceived a woman, I say, and tricked her out her position within the household. All right, and put her ass in their corporate world, man. Okay, when she's miserable. Okay, you have some, that are successful, and but at the end of the day, there's a lot of misery that comes with that. Okay, there's a lot of unfulfillment, and ultimately there's not the order of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. So we're going back to order, as this is part of the teachings. We teach on these things because we have to understand, all right, the concept, the idea of an Israelite man, the idea of an Israelite woman, and what our expectation is of the Lord. Okay? So when you go to the book of Acts, chapter 3, all right, and so we'll end it here. All right, this is the book of Acts, chapter 3, verse 19. It says, repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. So as we repented, what are we doing? We've been converted back to the old past. We've been converted back to order. Okay? Tapping into our purpose as men and women, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right, and we keep rehearsing these things until the time of refreshing. Okay? And you go into the word refreshing in the Greek, because like I said, we are in these imperfect situations now. So every situation, every woman, you sisters that believe, every one of you not going to be able to be a homemaker in this time. Okay, you have some that are, okay, but everyone's not going to have that. All right, that luxury to be that. Okay, which is okay. All right, you're not looking down on you because you can't do it, because we know what we exist in, man. There's, financial obligations that we got, and you got to do what makes sense for your situation. Okay, but we know that there's going to be a refreshing when this order is going to be established in the earth. Okay.
Strong's G 403, anopsuxis. Anopsuxis.
All right. Yep. When you go into the Strong's, it says a recovery of breath. Okay, and we have that recovery of breath, which is that Holy Spirit, which gives us what? The understanding. It said figuratively a revival. Okay, and the old way is being revived in the earth. Now I want to get this definition in 21. It says that he shall send Yahweh Shai, which before was preached unto you. See, Yahweh Shai is coming to establish order. When he conquers the earth in righteousness, that's why the scriptures say in Revelation 19 that he's coming to wage war in righteousness, man. It means he's going to make righteousness a standard in the earth. Okay? And what we see today, this society, these things will not exist. The fashion of this world passed away. Fashion goes into the manner and the customs and the living of this world. These things are going to pass away. Okay? Never to be revived again. But that old way is going to be the standard, the old way of righteousness and order. That's going to be the permanent standard in the earth. All right, Acts 3:21 says, for it says, whom the heaven must receive, and speaking of Yahweh Shai, he's at the right hand, until the time of the restitution of all things, which the Most High has spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets since the world began. So you get into this word restitution. Okay. Let's get this word restitution. Yep. Let's get this word in the Greek.
Strong's G 605, apokatastasis. Apokatastasis.
All right. And it says restoration, all right, of a true theocracy. And that's a government, all right, that's ran by, all right, the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, the order, okay, of the Most High. Okay. And it says of the perfect state before the fall. So before Eve listened to the serpent, all right, we're going back to that state when there was order. Okay, when Eve was the helpmeet. Okay, so that's the point. All right, and I just wanted to bring that out. I had watched this video a few times. All right, dealing with dealing with that Christian woman. I had watched it a few times, and I just thought it'd be a good idea, because like I said, she really articulated the concept, of what a biblical woman, a biblical wife looks like. Okay, yeah, because that's the thing that's lost. All right, and this is Brother Joshua Flores, 4370 70B, C Issachar. This is Ephesians 5:22. All right, and the NLT said, "For wives, this means submit yourselves, all right, to your husbands as to the Lord." Okay, so the same way you see brothers, all right, are all about, pretty much we've made Yahweh Shai our career. Okay, and to the best of your ability, all right, this should inspire you to do, the same according to your situation, So, Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sisters were edified once again. We'll give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards other brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.